The rain started. And so did everything else. What can happen when you stay home alone? Are you safe with a camera on the doorbell? Is it possible that someone will want to rob you and take all your property? That night, August 20th, 2013, the burglars got tricky. The chime of the doorbell breaks John's concentration. Setting his book aside, he glances at his smartphone. The doorbell's app displays a live feed of a man holding a pizza box, his cap shadowing most of his face. John's brow furrows in confusion. He's certain he didn't place any order tonight. The shadowy figure outside, clutching a pizza box, appears just as uncertain. The man's eyes dart around nervously, avoiding direct contact with the doorbell camera. Sweat glistens on his forehead, betraying his anxiety, even as he attempts to play the part of a relaxed delivery guy. Taking a deep, steadying breath, the burglar taps lightly on the door, trying to emulate the casual knock of a genuine delivery person. "Delivery," he calls out, his voice slightly shaky, betraying the facade. To further his charade, he shifts the pizza box to one hand and with the other, reaches into his pocket, pretending to pull out a receipt or order slip. He squints at it, leaning closer to the door, as if trying to match the address. All these actions, John surmises, are calculated moves to determine if someone's home and, if so, to convince them of the authenticity of the delivery. As John weighs the risks of confronting the so-called delivery man, the low hum of his smartphone's vibration draws his attention once more. The screen displays another figure, distinct from the first, stealthily approaching from the back garden's shadowy pathway. This second intruder, unlike the first, lacks the guise of a delivery person. Instead, he dons dark, nondescript clothing, seemingly designed to blend with the night. As he nears the door, he crouches, attempting to minimize his visibility. Periodically, he casts furtive glances towards the windows, possibly looking for signs of movement or light that might betray the presence of an occupant. At one point, he pauses, cocking his head slightly as if trying to catch any sounds from within, perhaps the murmur of a television or hushed conversations. Hearing nothing, he proceeds, taking out a small flashlight, its beam dimmed with a cloth, and surveys the door's lock and handle. Approaching the door, he gingerly tests the handle, hoping, perhaps, for the serendipity of an unlocked door. When it doesn't budge, he retrieves a set of slim tools from his pocket, likely lock-picking instruments, and sets to work. His actions are practiced, methodical even, but every so often he'd pause, looking over his shoulder, betraying an undercurrent of tension. All the while, unbeknownst to him, John watches, the doorbell app acting as his silent, unblinking eye, capturing every nuance of the intruder's behavior. Tension grips John. The pretense becomes clear. The delivery man is a distraction, a facade to gauge if anyone's home. Trying to keep calm, John silently moves away from the windows and reaches for the landline, dialing 911 with trembling fingers. The first man knocks again, more forcefully this time, while the other begins inspecting the windows, perhaps looking for an entry point. In the otherwise tranquil ambience of the suburban evening, a faint but unmistakable wailing emerges. At first, it's just a distant murmur, blending with the natural sounds of the evening. However, as the seconds tick by, the siren's cry grows steadily more pronounced, breaking the calm and making its presence known. Both intruders, momentarily absorbed in their deceptive roles, suddenly freeze. Their heads snap up, trying to discern the direction and proximity of the approaching wail. The delivery man's eyes widen, the earlier facade of confidence replaced with a raw, unmistakable dread. He locks eyes with his accomplice, and in that brief, silent exchange, a realization passes between them: they're in jeopardy. A glimmering blue and red light, reflected first on the dewy grass and then on the neighboring homes, precedes the actual sight of the police cruiser. The rhythmic flash, typical of patrol cars, intensifies the burglar's alarm. They hadn't anticipated this. John's phone had died, after all. It was just an uncanny twist of fate. A routine patrol car had noticed something amiss. Maybe the unfamiliar delivery van parked too far from any house, or perhaps the oddly lurking figure at John's back door. Frantically, the delivery man drops the pizza box, its contents scattering, creating a trail of deception left behind. Without a shared word, both men bolt, their paths diverging as they desperately seek escape routes. One dashes toward the adjacent alleyway, while the other hurdles over a garden fence. The police cruiser, now clearly in view, slows as it nears John's residence, the observant officers already piecing together the unfolding scenario from the telltale signs left in the intruder's wake. John exhales deeply, releasing a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. He sits back down, his heart still racing, and holds his cat close, finding solace in its purring. The doorbell camera's blinking light serves as a silent guardian, watching over a night that's regained its tranquility. We are not alone. The rain keeps secrets,